the radio. So, just now be mindful of, what you say. Let's do, we're going to still have fun and enjoy ourselves, but just letting you know that we are live, and we'll be live on the radio. And let's see how much time we got before we go live on the radio. About a minute and a half. And of course, you all can share this video on your social media. We want as many people tuning in as possible.
What if you're Facebook challenged? How do we share this video? Because I don't have Facebook.
Dr. Jeff, I need y'all to help Dr. Jeff.
No, I don't need help at all. I don't want Facebook.
What?
Well, okay. Then
intentionally off Facebook.
Well, in some ways, you're better off.
Yeah.
No, in all the ways, I'm better off. I've been on Facebook in 11 years now, and best as a result of it, and happily married.
Okay.
Well, especially with all that goes on in the country with the news. I mean, definitely keep your stress level down. So I commend you on that.
Yes.
All right, we got about 45 seconds.
So good morning to everybody that's watching on our Facebook live feed. As you can see, we have quite a few gentlemen from Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated bringing us in with this ice cold weather today on their Founders Day. Okay, and we're gonna get started here in a moment.
Got Brother Watson joining us.
Hi.
Good morning, Brother Kale.
We got two Adrians.
One Adrian, one Andre.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, it says Adrian on your
Yeah.
okay.
Adrian is ubiquitous like that. All right, brothers, get ready to stand by. We'll be going live on the radio in about 20 seconds. All right, 20 seconds, brothers.
I just got a few minutes, so I'm just here for a few minutes.
But that's fine. Just stay on long as you can. When you got to drop out, just fall out, and we'll understand. All right, 10 seconds, brothers. And here we go. KLK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Friday. And it's not just any Friday, it's the ice cold Friday. But that means it's no other than the Founders Day of the greatest fraternity ever to be created, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. That's right. Here to Wonder is on Zoom with you. And of course, we got Kabila Jones, host of Community Conversations. But we have also joining us members of the Theta Upsilon and Mu Omicron Lambda chapters of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And we are just celebrating Founders Day, and we're just so happy to be enjoying this with you. So I'm going to go ahead and let Kabila kick it off by asking our first question.
All right, so good morning to everybody. How are y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So as y'all see, we have a room full today. Now, as always, we start out with, the very beginning, how, when and where you all were founded. And then we'll break it down to the local chapters, the one started on Arkansas State University's campus, and then the alumni chapter. But let's start at the very beginning. When and where? Who wants to kick us off? I will pick names.
Hey, well, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was founded on December the 4th, 1906 on the campus of Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. 7 great men, which we refer to as the 7 jewels. And at that point, we started a revolution that is not being televised, but being dominated across the world. We are represented all continents. We have become the preeminent leaders in all areas of society, from the civil rights movement to education to scientific innovation. You're going to find Alpha Men at the forefront. We're college presidents, we're congressmen, we're great fathers, great husbands. The Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated has been and continues to be the trendsetter and the pace setter in not only the African American community, but the entire United States of America and the world, period.
All right, so I always ask this question to other fraternities and sororities as well. Looking at the time period that the organization was founded, can you give us some background into what it was like and why this organization was necessary during that time?
Well, Q, I'll take that one. Just look at what's going on today. It hasn't changed in 114 years. The reasons, the things that we're dealing with right now with racism, voter suppression, basically being in a culture to where your literal right as an African American is on the ballot on every single election, just proves that what the fraternity does is just as needed now as it was back then. But as Brother Flanagan mentioned, the fraternity was founded by the Jewels, which saw a need for the uplift of African American men to provide something to strengthen us and to give us a platform and a vehicle to where we could not just survive, but to thrive in this country. And I'll let anybody else that wants to chime in on that can add to it.
Well, I would like for some of the younger gentlemen to talk about the pillars or the platform, I should say, that the organization was built on. And I will pick names, young men, so I don't know.
Hello, we usually don't let the young people talk. That's one of the things. We don't like letting young people talk in public. But for this very great day, their first Founders Day, we will go ahead and remove that restriction, allow some of them to speak. And so since my nephew is the vice president of Theta Upsilon, I'm going to tell Keon to unmute and start talking right now.
You've been chosen, Keon.
Yes, ma'am, I have. So you mentioning the pillars. This fraternity was honestly meant for us to have something to where we can all come together and talk about things and help one another. You see in other communities that they have groups like this that will allow them to, be themselves and just be able to relax and unwind, because the world is just so hard nowadays that any little thing could mess you up. So having that core group of people behind you to kind of encourage you and to, help guide you, especially for our graduate members, they help us out a lot. So that's what this fraternity symbolizes. It takes young African-American men, young minorities, and it allows us to be able to grow into ourselves and become better leaders for the world today.
All right, thank you. Mr. Courtney, I'm gonna pick on you. You can't hide. Would you like to chime in and talk
What's
about?
going on? Good morning. I would kind of like to piggyback on what Keon said. Yeah, what's going on with today? There's a lot, especially with us being African American males. There's a lot going on today, and I feel that yeah, you're right. I feel like young brothers do need the help and guidance to be better on the world. Because we don't need anything happening to our future doctors, future mayors, you know what I'm saying? Like those are big roles that I feel African American males should be a part of.
All right. And
Let's
so
go to the Facebook shout-outs right quick, because Facebook Live is jumping. And Angela Artist says, good morning. Bethany Hill says, good morning, happy Founders Day. Aisha Stafford says, good morning, happy Founders Day. Angela says, Kabila, sis, you are beautiful. Happy Founders Day, fellas. We've got one of our own checking in from North Dakota. Brother Shantarius Aiken says, happy Founders Day, Fred. Sending my love to all my brothers from North Dakota, 06.
Got the brother.
And Chadwick Turner says, happy Founders Day.
So I would like for, Roderick, Zedric, and Javon and Adrian, if you all could if each of you could go through your national programs and then talk about how you incorporate that on the local level. So Mr. Broderick, can you start us off?
Well, I mean, I'll start off, Mike, with the hopeless people. A voteless people is a hopeless people. Recently, the Theta Upsilon chapter hosted a forum, voter registration, voter education forum. And basically it was to inform not only just the Black culture, but all cultures basically, of why you need to vote. The clearest thing about that whole title, a voteless people is a hopeless people, is to encourage our people, and I'm gonna say it, I know we lie, but our people, to get out and vote, to understand why they vote matters, what they're voting for, and to educate yourself on who is running. Because, we don't try to always preach and teach party. We try to preach and teach person, So at the end of the day, so you can have your own notion of who you want to vote for and why you're voting for them and what that is going to mean and do for you for your future. Is one thing I told Theta Upsilon, and I tell all my students that I come in contact with, you're voting today for the future, for your kids. And so that is the most important thing that you have to understand, is that going forward, whatever you vote on, whether it's the person who's running, the president, the mayor, the city council, or whether it was certain laws, you need to understand each and every aspect of that or that person, because it could affect the future, which is your children. As we say in fraternity world, the legacy. So at the end of the day, that is the reason why Voteless People is a Hopeless People is one of our national programs.
All right.
I'll chime in. One of our other national programs is Go to High School, Go to College. And that's very important to all of us, but personal for me in that I work as a college administrator here at A-State. And so we want to encourage all of our young people, males and females, to continue on, do well in high school, but also that, you know, after high school is over, you have to have what are your next steps? And college, go to high school, go to college doesn't mean you have to go to a 4-year college. There's technical programs that are out there that is considered college as well. And those are necessary jobs in this world that we need people to be educated in handling those professions. And so locally, we sponsor typically a couple scholarships for students that are going to college. That's what our turkey fundraiser goes to raise monies for those scholarships that we do each spring semester typically. And then I know that our undergrad guys, I'll pick on either one of them to talk about one of the events that they're going to do, which is tied to another national program. My brothers Go to High School, Go to College ties in with another program where they're going to go and talk to high school students about the importance of being a Black male and different things like that. And so if one of the undergrad guys want to talk about what your plans are there, I think Keon is kind of leading that event.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to plan a Zoom with JHS with my uncle over here. And so we've invited some of his male students from 9th grade until their senior year. And we kind of want this to be something that we do continually. So we'll meet with them actually this Monday coming up, December 7th. So we're going to get on that Zoom. We're going to let them know a little bit about Alpha, but at the same time, we're going to let them know that we're going to be a group of people that will check in with them. We're going to mentor them. We're going to make sure that they're prepared for college if they choose to go. We're going to make sure they're getting the right resources as far as ACT prep. And with that is, like we said, a mentorship program. Is us basically saying, hey, if you do come to A-State or if you do go to a college, Alpha Brothers are going to be there to help guide you. And that also helps us in the future as well when they decide, hey, maybe I want to join a fraternity. They look at Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and not any of the others, because I mean, this is the only one that matters, honestly. So when it comes to this Zoom coming up, the biggest thing we want to stress is it's okay to feel lost and not know what to do going into your future. But for us that are in college, we just want to help them out and make sure that they have the right resources at all times.
All right, thank you.
And then
and just to add to that, for our Theta Upsilon brothers, they are heavily involved in campus, not just involved, but leadership positions, presidents of organizations, homecoming kings. I mean, Fulbright scholars. I mean, it's represented across the board.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Brother Zedric on the call as well, and if he'll talk about our brother's keeper, an effort that the undergraduate guys recently did as well, just to kind of look after our brothers. That's one of our national programs.
Yes, sir. So Brothers Keeper is one of our national programs. Can everybody hear me okay?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay, awesome. So Brothers Keeper, like I said, is just another one of our national programs. where we actually take the time out. Theta Upsilon chapter, they did an awesome job of reaching out to older brothers, especially during this pandemic, making sure they had, things that, older members, just can't get out to the stores to get, like paper towels and wipes, disinfectant wipes, that thing, things of that nature. So, maybe raking leaves or cutting the grass for, some of your older brothers, just making sure that they're taken care of, especially during these times. So yeah, that's another one of our awesome programs.
That's awesome. I wanted to if Javon, sorry, could talk about Project Alpha.
So even though Adrian took my favorite program, but I'm still able to do some of the things I love to do in terms of mentoring Project Alpha. Project Alpha, the main thing, teach our young men the kind of the emphasis of what it is to be a young man, and particularly when it comes to handling things in terms of sexual abstinence, safe sex, responsible sex, and kind of those true life things in terms of being a man. Project Alpha, I talked about how to change your oil. So it's kind of that bedrock of how we want to mentor and teach our young brothers how to be a brother as they continue to grow up. But like I said, Project Alpha in its original form really focus on kind of the sex education piece when it came to Black males. Nevertheless, though, as time goes on, it's encompassed so many other things that we understand, and it goes beyond just that. But it's definitely another program which I still like to do. Even though I go to high school, go to college is my favorite. Nevertheless, though, it still gives me a chance to mentor and talk to other young men and help them and guide them throughout their journey as they continue to grow.
That's awesome. I want to bring Brother Andre in, give him a chance to say something on any one of the programs, and I want each of you to go around and talk about your experience on why you joined Alpha. And I know then we'll get into some local activities and other information about each chapter. Brother Andre, how are you doing?
Doing well this morning. How are you doing well? Doing well yourself. As you can see by listening to all the brothers thus far, that Alpha has a comprehensive program. So once you come into this fraternity, whether it be on the undergraduate level or the alumni level, there is a place for you and there is something for you to do. And all the programs have been implemented this past years because we've had very capable brothers such as our president, Leganzi Kale, and other brothers like Brother Flanagan and brothers who've served state and national levels like Brother Long. My journey began in the spring of 1980, just a couple of weeks ago. So it was unique for me being on a predominantly white campus at Arkansas Tech University in Russellville. Wow. And so while I was there, I noticed in one of our student newspapers, so I encourage all college students, while you're in college, that student newspaper or whatever media, pick it up and read through those articles to learn more about your setting. And one thing I learned about my setting is that it was 97% white. I wasn't really aware of that at the time, but as I was walking around campus, I thought, yeah, that's about right. And so Alpha Phi Alpha being on the campus at that time gave me an outlet to be with other brothers, brothers of color, but other brothers who had literally separated themselves from the community at large. And once I learned more about Alpha Phi Alpha, and then became more involved at that time we called the state convention, now the district convention, and I got to meet other brothers from other college campuses. So while that was my main campus, in the summer I would come back to Northeast Arkansas, and I would go to Arkansas State University in Jonesboro to take summer classes to transfer back. Well, of course, during the summer, I would meet brothers on campus, and the same spirit that I encountered at Arkansas Tech, I encountered the same spirit at Arkansas State. So that just revitalized everything that I had gone through the process and come through. And then as Providence would have it, I was able to gain employment at Arkansas State in one of the positions that Brother Adrian Everett had, which was a recruiting position. So I recruited Eastern Arkansas, Western Tennessee, and Northern Mississippi. And so I got to get really close with our earliest advisor, Dr. Herman Strickland, whom is one of the circle members on campus, as you may well know. And he was a guiding hand during those years. So what I would encourage our younger brothers who are coming along is to embrace whatever changes are coming along, because Alpha will not stay the same. It will change and it will move forward. So be ready to move along with it. And I am encouraged about the younger brothers who are coming along at this time. And I am encouraged about the things that our brothers like Brother Flanagan, Brother Johnson, and others whom you've heard on this call to keep implementing our programs, and to have a gracious host as yourself to ask us about our fraternity. And in short, manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. Even though we started out as a college fraternity, eventually you will graduate from college and go on to your professional life. But that spirit of the fraternity still holds with you. I was fortunate to be able to go to our 75th anniversary some years ago in Dallas, Texas at that time. And that's where we got to meet our national brothers and then get to see the national program in action and as it filters back down to the local level. So we are proud of what we have done, but we're not going to rest on those laurels. We're also looking forward to what can be done. And one of the things that we have coming up is the Salvation Army, where we ring the bell for a good cause in December. So we'll be out there looking forward to having everyone out there. And that is one of Brother Dr. Strickland's favorite pastimes, and he got us encouraged involved in that aspect. Thank you for having me on the call. I've got to sign off now, and I'm sure the rest of the call will go very well, and you are in good hands.
Thank you.
Brother Watson, we thank you for that. And you actually timed that perfect, because we are getting ready to go into our first break. We are speaking with the men of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, celebrating 114 years of manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. Now, for those of you watching on our Facebook Live, the conversation will continue. But for those listening on the radio, don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a few. This is Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. All right, brother. So again, the Facebook Live is still going. You can still share the video with your friends and also with other brothers.
All right, so gentlemen, interested to talk to the younger gentlemen. Just, I will get to, you will get to share your story of why you joined. I don't want the people that listen on air to miss out on that. But so be getting your stories together. But what has it been like on campus? I know right now it's different times with social distancing, and you're not able to be as active and, as you normally would. What is it like? Keon, Courtney, whoever's on campus.
Very, as far as I know, very virtual. Very virtual. I am zoomed out this semester. I am zoomed out. But other than that,
well, at least this one will be a little bit more fun.
Yeah, I can say that. I can say that it is a little. It's a little different. It is a little different.
Okay.
That's a nice Courtney.
Oh man, thank you. I got it at my very first convention.
Nice.
I'd like to also echo what Courtney said. It's very different this year from the fact that we're doing online classes and everybody isn't clumped up in groups talking and hanging out and eating in different places. So it's kind of harder for us to seek out people. We kind of have to go the extra mile to do that. Me as a social butterfly, I just love to talk to people, and now that COVID has hit and people aren't out as much, I'm just kind of hurt by it. But I still find time to try to talk to people and try to get to know them, but also stay safe, because I don't want to go in quarantine. I don't want to have COVID. But other than that, it's just been a learning curve as far as like taking classes online and being able to interact with people socially. But all of it is a nice learning curve for the future.
All right. Now, Jay and Adrian, you all are you both on campus now? Well, you're on campus now, Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, are you on campus? And so what is it like?
And Broderick's there too.
Huh?
Broderick works on campus as well.
Okay. All these Arkansas State University people.
We covered it up.
Well, look, can y'all put a word in for me? I'll be finishing my degree in 2 weeks. Oh, I need a job.
Masters Kobila.
Yes.
He mastered it, y'all.
Until
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, Cedric, what do you do? Okay.
He's Mr. Banker Man.
Yeah, I'm a full-time employee at First Community Bank. Yes, ma'am.
Although, go ahead on, keep on talking. Where you about to go?
Although in February, look, I will be traveling abroad to Colombia, the country, to teach English at a university on a Fulbright scholarship. So I'm a Fulbright scholar.
Look at y'all.
We international out here.
Yes, ma'am. We do big things in Alpha.
Okay.
All right, brothers, we got about 10 seconds before we go back live on the radio, so please stand by. And here we go.
All right. Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kobila Jones, with my co-host, Legenzi Kale. And
I was going to actually do that, but hey, it's all good. I get to relax and chill today.
And all of the wonderful brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. If y'all feel a chill in the air, it's their fault. Blame it on them today. It
started at the beginning of the week.
That's
yeah,
right.
We'll take that.
That Alpha train started rolling in early.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to keep the conversation rolling, and I would love for each of you all, before we get into talking about the local chapters, why did you join Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated? I know your screen looks different than mine, so I'm not going to say go in order, but
start with the younger guys, because you know the older guys, they'll have the more extensive stories.
Y'all gonna have to give us the Cliff Notes version of that older.
That's what I said. Start with the younger guys.
All right.
As in Keon, Courtney, and Cedric.
All right.
Well, I'll end up going first. Well, when you think of Alpha and the great leaders who came before us, like Frederick Douglass, Thurgood Marshall, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, those are great figures in the Black, well, just not even just Black men, but just in general. And when you can call those your fraternity brothers, it doesn't get any greater than that. It doesn't mean you don't want to be a part of anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the roles that you seek out to be. So that's why I became an Alpha.
All right. So with that, what is your major?
My major is marketing with an emphasis in sales.
Okay, I need to come see when I give a big. All right, thank you for that.
No problem.
Keon.
So I joined Alpha simply because of the community aspect of it. I'm an only child, so I didn't have siblings growing up, so I didn't have that, big brother to tell me, hey, this is what college is going to be like, or someone to just, help me throughout life. It was just like, all right, I'm roughing it by myself a little bit. And of course, I had my uncle, Dr. Flanagan, over here, and he was a big figure in my life. And he kind of showed me what a man should be. And this is what Alpha reflects. And for me, in the future, I want to be the type of father and the type of leader that people look up to and people respect and people want to come to for advice or something. So I joined simply because I want to be a great model for other people. I'm a very selfish person, so I felt like it was good for me to join this just on the fact that if I want to help people, they'll see Alpha at the end of the day and they'll want to join it as well.
Awesome, thank you, Cedric. And your mom said, "Hey."
Well, hey, mama. For me, it's kind of different. When I first got to campus, I really didn't know much about Greek life at all. But I'm sorry, my mom yelling at me like she don't see me on Facebook. but look, she didn't throw me off track. But
shout out to the Deltas over there.
No, for real. But when I got to campus, there were a lot of brothers that, were very influential in my life. And I actually, just looked back over my life and realized that a lot of them were there since like junior high, like Brother Gerard Lockhart, Mr. Adrian, Javon, Tayron, just different brothers. They've always been like there and very influential. And after I've done my research, because, you know, a lot of people don't really like to do that aspect of it. After I've done my research, I found that this was the best fraternity for me. You know, it exemplified everything that I stood for. And, you know, I was just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me be an ice cold brother, you know? And so, yeah.
All right, thank you, Javon. You're kind of in between older, younger. You so
Okay,
He's still young.
But
No, I'm taking
he's an
young
old
every day.
soul, y'all.
No, I'm taking young every day. I would say for the Cliff Notes version, kind of not to piggyback over what's already been said, because I think we all share a similar story to that. To add something new to the aspect, and that's be one of the reasons why I joined the opportunity. When you look at the opportunity that not only Alpha gives you, but being confident in myself, knowing what I could also do for Alpha, lets me know that this was an organization that I wanted to join. To not only use the skills I already had to enhance it, but know that it had the opportunity to network and all the resources to enhance me as well. So in a short version, and not to add on to what everybody else said, because I think we all had influential alphas that probably played a role in us joining. I think we all looked at the history of the alpha and its members, and all of that played a big role. But to add something new onto it, I think I would say the opportunity, not only to represent this fraternity, however, I also understand that, you know, confident enough with the skills that I had to bring to the table, knowing that it's a two-way street. We call it spirit and fraternity after a while. I know I can do a lot for the fraternity just as much as it can do for me.
Okay, awesome. Then Roderick and then Adrian, and then we'll get to the. I don't know.
Season, bro.
Technically, Broderick's younger than me. If y'all want to play.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I am, but I appreciate that, because I know I look older and by age, but I am the next to the youngest in this fraternity. But you know what I say, what brought me and what made me want to join this great fraternity is what you see before you. Again, you know, I talk about it all the time, is leadership. We talk about scholarship, manly deeds, love for all mankind. Those things to me represents the evidence of a Black man in this society. What we should be, what we must be, and what we ought to be. I talk about future a lot, and this great fraternity holds most, and if not all, the keys to the future of the world. And I say that not to be disrespectful to anybody else, but to be honest. I've always been, as I've been on this campus for a long time, about as long as Brother Everett. And I've always noticed every time we had something that needed to get done, an alpha man was in front.
Okay.
So I've never led from behind. I told a story yesterday real quick. You're going to always hear me. I'm going to be the loudest in the room on purpose, because I feel that that's what we need to be. In order for something to get done, we have to be the loudest in the room. But be loud, be decent, and in order. So the biggest thing, like I said, for me joining this great fraternity is for the opportunity to make sure that I got my impression in my hand on the future of not just the fraternity, but of this world. And that's what we have done.
Before we get to our next one, I want to go back to our Facebook shout outs. Let's see, was Melissa Jackson, Dr. Melissa Jackson, congratulations on that, by the way, says, yes, proud mama. Blake Moore says, my Trey is bilingual and international. He is not one of them. Then he says, ice cold, let him know link. Dexter Davis, also a member of the Theta Upsilon chapter, who came through this chapter, says, Courtney, I see you, boy. Dwayne Haney, also who came through Theta Upsilon, who is now one of the charter members of the newly formed Sigma Phi Lambda chapter in Camden, Arkansas. So congratulations to those brothers. Those up the sign. Also to my frat in Florida, David Perry, those up the sign as well. Dexter Davis says, talk to him, LB. Jalen Rayvon Smith says, link. Also shout out to Jennifer Smith, Shanika Brandon, and Linda Johnson Frazier, who says, hello, KLEK Love. Hello, my friend Broderick.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for checking in and showing love, and
all the love. All the
love. Thank you so much for that. All right, Brother Adrian.
So for me, joining Alpha Phi Alpha started with, I have an uncle that was a charter member of the Psi chapter at UAM way back in the day. And one of my first cousins who also was on that charter line. And so my uncle always, talked about Alpha. When I came to A-State, I knew one of the individuals of Alpha then from growing up with him as a childhood. And so, I was a minority student leader here as an undergrad and did a lot of great things before Alpha in my freshman year, being a student leader. And so it was the next step for me to take as an undergrad student here by joining the fraternity. And I had, friends that were a part of Sigma, had friends that were Qs, I had friends that were Kappas, and later on, Aldas came to A-State. But one individual told me, join the Greek organization that you can impact the most. And I felt that my personality and my demeanor fit with Alpha most. And as opposite a little bit for Broderick, I'm not the loudest one in the room. I don't talk all the time. However, a lot of people count on me to do things and get things done. And so a strong point of mine is networking. And I feel like with Alpha, especially in higher ed, we have a extremely lengthy network of educators in Alpha. And so as a higher ed professional, I appreciate, the opportunity to connect with other administrators across the United States that are in the same profession as me, dealing with the same issues as I deal with on a daily basis. And so I love that about Alpha, is that we have plenty of educators in this profession and plenty of community advocates as well. And so a passion of mine is just helping the community do great things and better in the community. And so a lot of things I do are connected with Alpha, but it's just, my leadership skills taken to the next level by my involvement with Alpha.
All righty. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna let Dr. Jeff and Leganzi jump in. Since y'all got a bunch of brothers who can grill. What's up on the drive-through grilling?
So yes, I don't know. So quick funny story. My parents, a lot of people ask me how did I learn to grill? Big A's Southern Barbecue, and it was actually
shout out
Alpha that took it to the next level. And I learned through tailgates. Shout out to Brad Dillon, DJ Nightmare. He was like, I'm gonna teach you how to grill. And so, I started out grilling for the tailgates with Brad. And later on, he was like, he was DJing AK Step Show. So he kind of put it in my hands, a few homecomings. And so literally, when people ask you to do things so much, there may be a business opportunity there. And so that's kind of how it started through me grilling through Alpha, honestly. All
right. Well, again, 2021. Drive through something. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna.
It's in the works. We ready. Our new national president. Actually, we have a group called Alpha Grill Masters, and there's thousands of brothers. We talk crap with other guys that we've never met in person across the world. Now you gotta know how to grill to be in it. Every Alpha can't. You gotta need. And so the new national president is a part of our Grill Masters Club. So yeah, we've talked about, going to his inaugural thing to have a grill competition, but with COVID and all, I don't know if that'll happen, but yeah. Grilling is serious in Alpha as well. So no shade use or anything. We can grill too over here. Okay.
Okay. Dr. Jeff.
Yeah, it's very simple for me. Alpha's the best. And, growing up, and I don't say that facetiously. I that against anyone, current or historically. When you start thinking about historically the men who I was raised to research, emulate, know about, all of them to a man basically were Alpha. And the way my mind worked, that had something to do with the trajectory of who they became as men. And talking about Martin Luther King Jr., obviously, Thurgood Marshall, Adam Clayton Powell Jr., Andrew Young, Reverend C.T. Vivian. You start talking about John Lewis, all of these men who made Jesse Owens. You get me to talk and I'll keep on naming, but all of those men, I'm a biography buff, I'm a history buff, and I was that as a child. My grandmother taught school 40 years English. And so I was reading, and that Alpha Phi Alpha kept coming back. It just kept coming back. When I got to Fayetteville, I pledged the Kappa Kappa chapter in fall of '96. My anniversary, Alphaversary as we call it, was Tuesday, December 1st, 24 years. It was something, it was just like it is right now with Rashad and Keon and Zedric and all of the young brothers at A-State right now who are controlling the campus. That's the way it was in Fayetteville. And I wanted to be a part of that. And I called Dr. Lonnie Williams father. And he's a charter member of the Omega chapter at Arkansas. And I pledged Alpha.
Wow.
One of the most difficult conversations I ever had to do. I call it that. And it was a face-to-face. I couldn't get no phone. I had to go to the office and sit down. And he understood it. You know, he messes with me to this day about it, but that's just it. I wish I had a better, encounter or it was, I wanted to be the best. And so I got with the best.
All right, well, thank you. And last but definitely not least, the president of the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Mr. Legenzi Kell, and the general manager and founder of KLEK 102.5 FM, Legenzi Kell.
Well, thank you, Kubi. Like everyone else said, it just best fit me. I didn't know anything about Greek life either when I first got to Arkansas State. I was, however, given a scholarship by the Theta Tau Lambda chapter, which is seated in Helena, Arkansas, where I'm from. But when I got to campus, the members who were in Theta Upsilon at the time just showed me so much love, and I just like how they carried themselves and what they represented. Plus, they gave me my break in becoming a DJ, so that actually played into it as well. But I just like what they stood for, their involvement, what they were doing, and the decision was easy for me, and so I did, and that was back in spring of 1997, and here I am now.
All righty. I want to go to some of our Facebook shout outs. Thank you, gentlemen, everyone, for sharing your stories. Thank you so very much. And I hope that all of the younger men that you all encounter will be inspired by the work that you do within the organization and within your community and on campus. And so we hope that to see another round of Alpha leaders, emerge at some point whenever you all are able to get back to a full business. But
the business don't stop.
Whoa.
Okay, well, able to be more. How can I say?
We just remixed it. That's all. We just remixed
it.
Full business never stops, Ms. Jones.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, Alpha Train keeps moving. What kind of weather conditions, pandemics or whatever, do you know stop a train?
Not many.
Let's show some train tracks by my house too.
Train go all night around where I live. You know what I'm saying?
All righty. Ms. Melissa Dr. Melissa says, natural leaders, congrats to you all. Ms. Linda Johnson said, Q, we keep speaking the drive-through grill. It would happen. I'm already in line. Somebody gonna do a drive-through grill something.
Well, in KLEK, we can broadcast live from that. So, that's a go.
All right. D'Angela says, happy Founders Day, especially my faves, too many to name, at the First Baptist Church, men. Dean Dr. Sharice Jones Branch says, happy Founders Day, gentlemen. Felicia Petty Smith, hello, brothers, hashtag AKA, happy Founders Day. She said, my dad, Elijah Petty, deceased, belonged to the Helena chapter. Cedric Freeman, happy Founders Day, brothers. Brother Gerard checks in, happy Founders Day, good brothers. Hate I couldn't be on the call this morning, had to teach class. It don't stop, it won't stop. And so I'm guessing that's an insider.
That's just how it is.
Okay. All righty.
We got a couple more just come in as we get ready to wrap up this segment. Keandra Nicole says, happy Founders Day. Special shout out to my uncle Jeff Flanagan and cousin Keon Atkins. Linda Johnson Frazier says, Laganza, you're a strong leader. Make that drive-through grill happen. Hey, like I said, as soon as we get this, soon we get over this COVID hump, it will go down. Also, want to shout out DJ Spinks checking in on our Facebook Live page. He is also an initiate of the Theta Upsilon chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Corporate. Let me check the likes, see if I list out anybody. Veronica and Helica Duarte McKenzie, and if I mispronounced it, I apologize. Shanika Brandon, Kobe Parker. Appreciate each and every one of you for checking in. Going to get ready to go into our second break, but as always, when we do this via Zoom, the conversation continues on our Facebook Live feed, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the radio in just a few minutes. This is Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. All right, brother. So we've gotten through 2 segments. I know some of the younger members were a little nervous about how it's going to go, but I told you it's just going to flow. The hour will be before you even know it.
So I want to ask the younger gentlemen. I know Dr. Jeff and Laganza probably got a whole room full of alpha stuff. Have y'all started collecting? Like, y'all have a nice little collection going on?
I personally don't. So I think Uncle Jeff, if you want to slide some profound,
Keon has more stuff than a lot of us.
Where is it?
Listen, Miss Kubila.
You gotta check Keon closet, y'all. Yeah, that's what it says.
Miss Kubila, let me tell you something. It really actually goes the other way.
Oh.
And so what ends up happening is the older you get in the frat, the less paraphernalia you collect. You get paraphernalia that you enjoy, jackets, a hat maybe, things that you're going to be practical in. The little trinkets and stuff aren't that big a deal. When you're a neophyte, as all of these little dudes are, anything. I had A5A draws. I had
I never seen that before.
I left my frat bands at the house, Adrian. I got a frat band. I had A5A everything, shoelaces.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I need us to stop. Do not say a word until we come back. Don't go nowhere else. Don't start another segment. That's all I got. Loyalty.
Hey, I got to watch too.
The state representative, Monty Hodges, has joined this. This is an example of what Alpha is. Everybody just don't bust out with a state representative. A sitting state of a recently re-elected state
term, 5 terms.
5 times. 5 times.
God is good.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. We need to make sure we recognize this brother.
All right.
Absolutely. We got about 2.5 minutes before we go back on the radio.
So what about, do y'all have any, I know, I won't say back in the day, there were like the sweethearts, to the different organizations. Do y'all have?
No.
That was a big no.
What else were you talking about?
What?
She was talking about the Lord. The Lord, we are a very Christian-centered organization. We all love it.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
No.
We've been blessed with some wives.
But aren't the sweethearts like? Well, I know.
Let it go, Q. Let it go.
No, does not exist.
I got this one. That is not currently allowed in the fraternity. We'll just leave it there.
Okay, I'm just gonna say back in the day, it used to be like a civic extension.
A civic extension. Oh, that was back. See, none of us born in them times. You talking about like in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, because somebody told you about it because you wasn't even born back then. In them, that was way before our time. No.
All right, brothers, 5 seconds. We're going back live on the radio. I got this one.
Okay.
Plenty of comedy though. We appreciate.
But if you marry an alpha, you can be his person, sweetheart. And we're back. And we're back on Community Conversations on KLK 2.5 FM, talking with the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated as we celebrate our Founders Day. And I want to throw it to Brother Monty Hodges, who had just joined us. He is the now 5-time reelected state representative of District 55. So, Brother Hodges, is there anything that you want to say on this Founders Day?
Happy Founders Day, first of all, to all my brothers, Crum Lambda chapter, and those that are chiming in on your broadcast. Just thankful to be a part of such a wonderful fraternity. I feel very blessed and be connected with some wonderful, wonderful men. And so pretty much all I've said. Thank you guys. I'm delighted. As a matter of fact, I'm here at the Capitol right now. I forgot about your Zoom, and I stepped out of my meeting here at the Capitol just to come on for a minute. And I'm gonna have to get back off, but happy Founders Day. Thank you.
Brother Hodges, Mr. Wheeler asked us about paraphernalia. Don't you have like some Alpha seat covers in your truck or something exclusive to Alpha?
I do. I have the headrest. I have Alpha headrest, license plate, you name it. I got the bracelet on today. I keep it on. I never take it off. It's starting to fade. It's time to get a new one.
I need everybody to show their wrist.
That's Paraking there.
Yeah, and this lime green. You know, we have to be scanned before we can come in the Capitol building. So make sure we don't have COVID or anything. So that's what that lime is. But I keep my bracelet.
That's the state capitol for all the listeners. The state capitol where Representative Hodges works, who is a dear fraternity brother. He's at the state capitol. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to understand.
It just goes to show you the high level of achievement in the fraternity. This is not just some guy. This is someone who is representing thousands of people and has been reelected multiple times, serving in high levels of government. And not just on this level, but like, as you know, currently in Georgia, we have a fraternity brother who is actually the pastor of the church in which MLK preached at, is currently running for the U.S. Senate in Georgia.
Wow.
So at every single, and one day there's going to be an alpha man that's going to be president. We haven't quite got there yet, but on every single level, no matter what field it is, there's an alpha man there.
Trying to get Dr. Flanagan to run for public office. That man knows his politics.
They ain't ready.
They ain't ready for Dr. Flanagan.
They ain't ready for that.
Hold on. On Facebook Live, we got one of the charter members.
I need him to be my personal
brother
political guy.
We gotta stop everything. On our Facebook Live, we got one of the charter members of Theta Upsilon, Brother Robert Jones, checking in. He says, continue to hold Alpha high.
Brother Jones.
All right, so I want each of you gentlemen to please give me one word of what impact Alpha has made in your life. And we'll start, I'm looking at my screen, so I'll start with Leganti.
Well, like I've said in the recent interest meetings that we have, Alpha being in this company of brothers, it challenges you, it challenges me to achieve more. I can't be in the company of state representatives, principals, all these folks, and well, what are you doing? Good. No, I gotta be able to come with it too. So it's each of us pushing each other to do better and to achieve more.
Okay. Broderick?
Leadership. I said it before, and I'll say it all the time. We are the first for a reason. And so leadership is that one word.
Okay. Zedric?
I'd probably say consistency. We have to be consistent. We have to keep in the back of our minds who we are and who we represent. And so, consistency.
All right. Keep on.
My word would be rewarding, just because being able to learn from all these brothers in different professions and walks of life, it's a great way to shape my life and me for my future, especially as I get close to graduation in a year. So it's very rewarding for me.
All right, Javon.
Fulfilling, being able to have a plethora of opportunities to be fulfilled. I mean, kind of like they said, you're in a room with principals, a state senator, you know, things that, you know, I hope to continue to lead one day. So, you know, I had did a lot in Alpha, I had did a lot in my life, but looking at those people, trying to make sure that you continue to try to live in the path that they continue to set.
Yeah. Dr. Jeff? Oh.
Or Flanagan.
Yeah, it's just hard, fulfilling.
Okay.
You know, my fraternity brothers are uncles to my children. I'm an only child, and so they are literal family members. So it's just fulfilling.
All right, thank you. Adrian?
My one word would be distinguished.
Okay. You want to expound on that?
I was trying to follow the rules, you know.
Well,
Distinguishing that I look at, you know, I look a lot on the local level at our campus. As an undergrad chapter, there's only been 4 minority males that have served in the role of homecoming kings. All of those 4 individuals have been members of Alpha. So that's distinguishment to me. And then even in our other leadership roles currently on campus, we have Keon, who's president of SAB, Rashad, who's president of SGA, Blake, who's vice president of SGA. And so there's a lot of distinguished roles that Alphas have had and currently hold on this campus, and just throughout the world. There's a level of distinguishedness to all of our roles.
Okay, thank you. Courtney?
My one word would be uplifting.
Okay.
With the great brothers that my line brothers, all the brothers who have those big roles on campus, they are consistently, like Zed said, trying to uplift one another. They're always trying to uplift and to be a better person.
Thank you.
And I'll also add, you know, we toot the horns of the leadership roles. We have some athletes too. Courtney's a district. Am I saying this right? District track runner, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hey, yeah. So Courtney, you know, we're not just leaders. We're leaders everywhere. Okay. Broderick can expound. Broderick's more of the athletic person that knows.
Courtney is very modest. He's very humble. But Courtney is a I don't know how many times he's won a Sun Belt Conference championship, but no offense, and I don't care who gets mad. Right now, they are the most consistent sport that we have here in Arkansas State. So he is part of what I call, like we said earlier, consistency. But he's very modest, but he's a pretty good track athlete.
Alrighty. Thank you. And last but not least, Representative Hodges.
You know, first thing came to my mind was iron. You know, the Bible says iron sharpens iron, and I'm definitely better when I'm around these guys and when I listen to them, and it enhances, you know, me and challenges me and stretches me to want to do better and grow as a man. So I would say iron.
All right, thank you, everybody, for sharing that. Mackenzie, what do we look like on time?
We got about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna just go through the shutouts right quick that we have again. Brother Andre Watson says the Robert Jones 06. Jamal Rome says Happy Founders Day. Linda Johnson Frazier says Happy Founders Day. Hello, Monty Hodges. You have definitely been a great state representative. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so any funny stories or PG stories that y'all can share in our last 4 minutes?
I have no PG stories.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find much of those. But for the undergraduate brothers, they are doing something on campus. So I do want to give them the opportunity to announce what they will be doing on campus today.
Oh yeah, so today, of course, is Founders Day. So to celebrate that, we, as the undergrad chapter, we'll be on the lawn in front of the Union today. We're going to be playing music and handing out punch and cupcakes. And it's just a great way for us as college brothers to kind of interact with the campus and let them see a little bit of what we feel on Founders Day. It's like a big birthday party for us.
Don't forget your mask, y'all.
Yes, we will have everybody wearing a mask with Germ-X and gloves and stuff. So safety protocols are followed, but it's just going to be a great time for us to hang out with the campus a little bit. Probably hit a stroller too. Not me, but it'll be a fun time just to kind of hang with them.
You better do it while you're young, because when you get older, them knees ain't gonna be acting right. Adrian, can you snatch me up a cupcake and
See, I'm actually having them to pick up the cupcakes. Not sure. I'm a little old and it's a little cold out there. It's hard too, trying to get students admitted. So I'm not sure if I'll be there.
Okay.
Brother Broderick, you are clean. I'm telling you, man. You look sharp.
Yes, he does.
Well, I appreciate it. This is one of those many gifts that I spend a lot of money for myself at the regional. Brother Long tried to pull me away when I went to my first regional. Don't go out there spending all your money. Too late. It was too late. and I am glad
trying to get you every year.
I'm glad that I didn't spend too much money on last year's regional with Theta Upsilon. But at the end of the day, I gotta look clean. I gotta look clean.
Get there one day.
Absolutely. We got about 2 minutes before we wrap up, brother. So anyone else on the campus have any final thoughts?
I'm gonna go. You guys take care.
All right, brother Hodge, definitely appreciate you for checking in, taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. Happy Founders Day, brother.
Thank you guys. God bless you.
I just want to say thank you all for joining us and congratulations on everything you all have achieved and everything that you all are doing. I just want to say to the community, stay tuned and watch out for these wonderful men in black and gold. They are going to be coming at you 2021. Pandemic don't stop nothing, as they say.
It really don't.
All right.
But on a serious note, it doesn't stop the service as well. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's even more important with what is going on that the fraternity stays engaged in the community, providing the services that we do to the community, because between COVID-19 and the current political climate, the community needs Alpha, and we are here to answer the call.
And I will be calling on y'all. So
I'm not talking about no plate, man.
No, not that. No, I'm the community liaison, so y'all will be hearing from me.
In a serious note, we are working on some other community service projects. So stay tuned. We know that the holiday season is among us, and we're always looking for opportunities to serve our community. So we're fortunate to have KLEK as a direct resource. So just stay tuned to watching what Alpha Phi Alpha is doing here in Jonesboro and the area.
All right, and with that, we're going to leave it there. We got about 20 seconds. Brothers, thank you so much for joining in on the call. And to everyone who checked in on our Facebook Live feed, all of our brothers of Alpha and all of our friends, family, and supporters, thank each and every one of you. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK on 2.5 FM. All right, so I'm going to stop the radio. Let me stop the stream.
Thank you, guys. It was so nice